This is pelvic release sequence, and this is a yoga practice done on the floor. We're going to begin on our backs. You can have something under the head if that feels more comfortable. And we'll have knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. And we're going to let our hands rest to the belly. Close your eyes. For this part, you don't need to watch. Just begin to feel and follow your own breath, whatever its rhythm and pace is right now. Just notice, does it feel low and deep? Does it feel shallow and quick? And now we're going to use one of the two hand gestures, either adhi, curling the thumb into the palms and wrapping the forefingers around, or apana, bringing the tips of the thumb, middle, and ring fingers to touch, extending index and pinky fingers, and arms will reach out along the sides. So whichever one you've tried on and you prefer, we're going to use that here. And feel free to try both now, as we're going to be using the gestures for a few breaths. Whichever one you're using, begin to pay attention to the movement of the breath, allowing the gesture to invite the breath full and deep. Releasing the gesture. We're going to pick up one knee at a time and hug them into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here. And then place your feet back down. Arms are going to rest out alongside the body. And we're going to begin with a simple pelvic tilt. Just tilting the tailbone up and down. Feeling a lift and press of the low back as you tilt. Adding the breath. Inhale as you tilt the tailbone down and feel the low back lift up. Exhale as you tilt the tailbone up and press the low back down. We're going to do this a few more times. Now letting your pelvis come to whatever its neutral position is. We're going to step the feet mat width apart, and we're going to begin windshield wipering. So inhaling at center, we'll exhale, let the knees drift to one side. Inhale, back up to center, and exhale, knees to the other side. We're going to do this 2 more times each way. And the soles of the feet can come and tip up off the floor so that you're rocking edge to edge on the feet as the knees go side to side. When the knees come up to center again, step the feet in hip width, and then hug the knees back in over the chest. This is like an upside down child's pose, so take a full body breath up towards your leg. And then begin gently rocking side to side. Think of your spine heavy as you rock through center. And imagine how you're loosening up the muscles of the back, giving yourself this little self-massage. With the knees close together, we're going to begin circling both knees around one direction, creating a little oval pattern at the back of the pelvis. So notice how each area of the back of your pelvis massages down as we circle the knees. Reversing these circles, we'll take them the other way. And as the knees come in over the chest the next time, give yourself a little hug. Full body breathe up against your legs. And from here, we're going to have one hand on each knee, drawing the knees away from each other, around and together. Nice slow movement, finding a little inner thigh stretch as you take the knees out and around. You might notice as we do this how the pelvis tilts, kind of like the pelvic tilt we were doing a few moments ago. Pause when the knees meet and reverse those circles. Same motion, other way. The next time the knees meet, hug them towards you. Take a full body breath up against your legs. Keeping the right knee in, place your left foot to the mat. We're going to inhale and reach your heel up to the sky. Exhale, hug the knee in and squeeze it towards your chest. Inhaling to reach. Exhaling to squeeze. We're going to do a couple more. When you reach your heel up to the sky this time, keep it and begin to circle the foot one way and the other. And then point and flex. Take your time. Next time you press the heel up to the sky, keep it, and then roll the tip of your tailbone down to the mat. Feel your low back lift like in our pelvic tilts. Hold here and breathe. The leg does not need to be straight in order to receive the benefit of the stretch. It could be bent, but you just want to have knee to hip, the knee right over the hip. Make sure you breathe. And now hugging this knee in, stretch your left leg out. With your left hand on your right knee and your right arm stretched out to the side, take a breath in. Exhale, draw your knee across the body to the left. Turn your head toward that outstretched right arm. remembering to keep your shoulders down. And nice big breath. Coming back up to center, we'll hug both knees in. And then trading sides, place your right foot to the mat. Inhaling, reach your left heel up. Exhale, hug and squeeze the knee into the chest. Inhale to reach. Exhale to squeeze. Couple more times. The next time we reach that heel up, we're going to keep it and begin circling the foot one way and the other. Pointing and flexing. Next time you flex the heel up, keep it. Roll the tip of the tailbone down to the earth like in our pelvic tilt. Feel your low back lift a little. Hold here and breathe. Bending the knee now, we'll bring it into the chest. Stretch your right leg long. Right hand catches left knee, left arm reaches out to the side. Take a breath in. Exhaling, draw your knee across the body to the right. You can turn your head and look toward the outstretched left arm. Shoulders are on the mat. Nice full breaths. Coming back up to center, we're going to hug both knees in. Breathe a full body breath up against your legs. And from here, we're going to roll to one side, pressing up to hands and knees. If you're on carpet, you might not need to pad your knees, but if you're on the hard floor, you might take one of your bath towels or blankets and create a little padding for your knees. So we are going to move into some movements for the spine and the pelvis and the pelvic floor. So the first movement is cat-cow. Inhaling, you're going to let your belly lower, shine your heart forward, and feel your sit bones tilt up and open. They spread away from each other here. Exhaling, round the spine, press the earth away, and tuck your tail and contract your pelvic floor. Inhaling and exhaling. In this video, I actually don't want you to contract the pelvic floor. That was a misspeak. So in this cat-cow, all we're doing is moving and concentrating on the sit bones, widening away from each other as we tilt them up to the sky right here. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, sit bones widen as we tip them up to the sky. Exhaling, rounding, pressing the earth away. So we're going to do this a few more times. There will be other videos where we will involve contracting the pelvic floor. Not here. This is all about release. And coming back to neutral. Here we're going to do a movement called tail wags. We inhale at center, and then exhale, look back to the right hip as you feel like you're pulling the right hip to the right ear. Inhale to center, exhaling the other way. So it's kind of like a little accordion movement where you squeeze one side, one hip to one ear, inhale to center, exhale, squeeze the opposite hip and ear. This stretches the pelvic floor muscles side to side. So we'll go a couple more times each way. Next time you come through center, pause there, take a breath in and out. And we're going to combine those two movements. The more you think about it, the more difficult it is. So basically, we're going to combine cat-cow and side-side, and I call them barrel rolls. So it's kind of like getting all four movements joined together. You feel like you are really circling your seat around, that's perfect, because this movement stretches the pelvic floor muscles in all their different directions. You might remember from the anatomy piece how all the different muscle tissues run different ways. All right, kind of pause and reverse, getting that cat-cow movement and that tail wag side-to-side accordion movement. See, I just overthought it, and then my body doesn't want to do it. So just kind of get lost in the movement. And then the next time, you kind of come through center, pause there, and we're going to take a child's pose. So we're either going to do it belly on the legs, using that to help breathe the breath down between the sit bones, if you felt that was deeper. If you felt that nestling down between was deeper, whichever one works for you, we are going to support the forehead in either one. And you can use Adhi Mudra if you're using the fists to support the forehead. If your forehead comes down easily, no issues. You could take Adhi or Apana here. Take a few breaths. Feel that breath. Breathe down nice and deep. And then come up to hands and knees when you're ready. This next movement I call the diamond press. So if we recall the pelvic diamond, pubic bone to tailbone, sit bone to sit bone, and the diamond shape they create, think of that now in this hands and knees position. Imagine that diamond pattern. And then we're going to kind of push back and then come forward. Inhale, press back. Imagine all 4 points moving away from each other. Exhaling, coming back to neutral. Inhale, press back. Exhale, neutral. 3 more times. Even if you don't feel much, imagine inhale, 4 points stretching away from each other. Exhaling, neutral. Last time. And then once again, stretch back to your child's pose, whichever one you prefer, using a mudra if you like. Nice full belly breath. Stretch back and breathe. From here, we're going to come up and back onto our backs. And we can use pillows, a stack of bath towels or blankets, a bolster, whatever you have. It could be a really nice relief for the knees and the low back to put something under them. And we're going to take a final relaxation here. So get yourself positioned. Adjusting yoga clothes is always part of a yoga practice. I joke with my students. So we could use a mudra. There's never anything wrong with that. Apana takes a little bit more focus and effort. Or we might just let the hands rest to the belly or out to the side. When you find yourself positioned, squeeze your glutes and kind of lift your hips a little, and then soften and feel like your seat just kind of melts into the mat. We're going to use 3 cocky exhalations here. Out through pursed lips, long, soft, and slow. From here, let your breath move. Let it come and go as it will. And stay here for as long as you like.